Hello, guys and gals. Welcome back to the attic. I'm Andy, and this week's episode, I'm going to talk about another couple food issue cards that I collect or have collected. Still in the process of collecting to finish sets. Um, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking and doing my intro here. So we'll turn this camera around and get started. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, the first set I want to talk about is the 1976 Crane Disc set. There were 70 cards in this set. They were distributed in specially marked bags of Crane's potato chips, and these do not have any kind of number. They're not identified by any kind of number. These were used as promotional items, the 1976 MSA discs. Very similar fronts, but different backs for each promotion. MSA stands for Michael Schechter and Associates. I was unaware of this. I always seen the MSA letters on things. I wasn't sure what it even stood for until I did a little research here. But they had a partnership with the Players Union to create these food issue collectibles. So anyway, the 1976 MSA backs include Crane, Buckman's, Dairy Isle, Orbachers, Red Barn, Safe Lawn, Sweet William, Town Club, and the Wiffle Ball discs. The one you're looking at right now for the last couple seconds is Dave Parker from the Pittsburgh Pirates, newly inducted, or inductee. He hasn't been inducted yet. He hasn't done his speech. But anyway, that's Dave Parker. And I've been collecting these maybe for about the last year now, trying to put a full set together. Another Pittsburgh Pirate, Al Oliver. Obviously, the Pirates are the ones I initially started collecting and then decided to go for it. John Candelaria. Manny Sanguian. And these discs have the height, weight, birth date, and then where they were born. It also has their name, position, and team at the bottom of the disc. And if you turn it to the side here, you can see where it says Major League Baseball Players Association 1976. If it'll focus enough. Jerry Royce, who also pitched with the Dodgers. Doc Medic. And here was a future Pirate to come after 1976. 1979, he joined the Pirates during their World Series run here. But he was one of my favorite Pirates back in the 80s. Hall of Famer Tony Perez. Big part of that Big Red Machine. Very underrated outfielder for the Houston Astros, Cesar Cedeno. Bobby Mercer, who I first remember and recall him being with the Yankees. Ken Griffey Jr.'s father, Ken Griffey, who was another big part of that Big Red Machine in the mid-70s. Reggie Smith. I recall him being with the Dodgers when I first started collecting. Big Jeff Burrows. Mike Tyson, not the boxer. Got the Fu Manchu going on there. Andy Messersmith. Dave Cash. Andy Thornton, who I recall with the Indians, and they called him Andre Thornton. Jerry Morales. Steve Rogers. Pretty decent picture with the Montreal Expos. And then last but not least, on the ungraded ones, Mr. Bake McBride, who I recall with the Phillies when I first started collecting. Also got two graded ones that I'm going to show you here. Picked up a Reginald Martinez Jackson here with the Oakland Athletics. And Mr. Pete Rose, which was an integral part of the Big Red Machine in the 70s. And then won a world championship as well with the Phillies. So that's all I got to show you on the Crane end of it. And then I was really unaware also that the MSA, which I'm going to show you some, they started in 1988, was their first annual. But these are the King B discs. They came in little round containers as such, but they were also created by MSA, and I was unaware of that until I started doing some research on these as well. King B is a brand of beef jerky. It was founded in the late 60s and is known for its jerky production and distribution. The company has also been known to include baseball and football player trading cards, as you see here, in their jerky packaging, which were round plastic containers, just showed you. And I've tried it. It's really dry tasting with a little bit of salt-like substance on it. I have a container that the smaller containers came in up in the attic from the football. And I'll show you them during football season, but it's the first annual. There's a Mike Schmidt, Dale Murphy. Shout out the commenting collector, Kirby Puckett. These are 1988s. I have the whole set of the 1988s. These little containers, I always saved them because they were good to just put the sets in, or any doubles, extras you have. So I have the full 88 set. I also have the 89 set. So there's 24 cards per set in each of these sets. Mark McGwire, Joe Carter, Oral Hershiser, Yount, Darryl Strawberry. But they were fun to collect. I used to just buy them for the card because I really didn't care for the beef jerky that much. So I have the 88 and 89 sets. I also have the a partial 91 that I'm working on right now. I think I need about 8 of the discs for that. I have a full 92 set. And I have some stragglers here from the 97 set. As you can tell, I only bought like 2 containers this year because I only got 2 cards. But it's Barry Larkin and Ray Ordonez. I just purchased last night on eBay a 1994 set for about $8 or $9. And then this is the only graded one I have. This is the first year that they had Griffey in the King Bees. And I just had to have it because I'm a big Griffey collector. As far as the 90s went, it was Griffey, Frank Thomas, Barry Bonds, and probably Mike Piazza were the ones that I focused on the most in the 90s. I also have a bunch of doubles. There's some from the 91s and then a bunch from the 92s. So if anyone is putting those sets together or trying to, I have quite a few from the 92, just a couple, maybe 5 or 6 doubles, 7 doubles from the 91s. But if you are trying to put this set together, feel free to comment, send me like a checklist or something in an email, and I might be able to help you fill it. All right, so that ends my presentation for the King Bees. We'll put some of these down here so you can. Like I said, they also made the football. I'm going to save them. I'll save them for the football season. But I really like these food issues. You'd go over, you'd be playing some kind of sport. Stay up there. Playing some kind of sport, over at the local playground, whether it be basketball or baseball. And we would go to Turkey Hill, and they would have a big container of these, and I can't even recall how much they were. I don't see a price tag on any of these, and if it is, it's covered up. But anyway, we get some of these beef jerky containers just to get the card out of it, and a drink, and then go back to play again. But anyway, that's what I got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe some of you have never seen these before. I've also been asked, a couple times, if they're regional or whatever. And I'm pretty sure the King Bee company was based out of Iowa, as far as I read, I think, last night. So I don't think they were regional because we got them on the East Coast. But that's basically what I got for you this week. Constantly working on these sets and trying to put one together. I got those, the Crane, even in the 9s, are fairly cheap, reasonably cheap. They're a bigger size disc, so it's hard to store them. But that's why I started just buying a couple gradeds when I saw them, because I think they're easier to store the slabs than they are the actual discs without damaging them. All right, so let me turn this camera around. I'll be right back. And I'm back. All right, so anyway, these are the King Bee, or the Crane. These are the King Bees. They differ in size right there, so it's easier to store the King Bee in those containers that I saved. As far as the Cranes go, a little harder to store. That's why I bought a couple graded ones that I have. It's just easier to store the slabs, I think, than it is these discs themselves. I'm always constantly afraid I'm going to damage something. So I'm going to put these back. And I continue to work on these sets. Like I said, I enjoy so many of the food and beverage issues, especially from the 70s and 80s. They were all over the place. Cupcake boxes, soda cases, cereal boxes, you name it. You could find basically food cart issues all over the place. They use this promotion. I think nowadays, as far as the hobby, maybe going in a different direction as far as breaks and everything else goes. Everybody's searching for that one big hit. us kids growing up in the 70s and 80s, I always looked forward to my mom going to the store, or just going myself with my allowance or whatever and finding food issue cards, like I said, on cupcake boxes, cereal boxes, you name it. They had them in jerky containers, they had them in chip bags, they had them in bread. The Wonder bread cards. I love all them sets, and I'm kind of drawn to those for whatever reason. It takes me back to my childhood, to my teenage years, even with these jerky discs being started in 1988. I was already 17, 18 years old when they came out. So I was a young adult, even into my 20s. I still collected them. And today, in my 50s, I'm still collecting all this stuff. They're feel-good issues, I like to say, because they just take me back to a special place or a special moment in my life, when collecting and life itself was just a little more simple than it is today. So anyway, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed your visit to the attic this week. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. I appreciate if you hit the subscribe, like, leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. I'm not sure if this goes on with anybody else. I've been having issues. I just reached out to someone today and asked them if they got my comment, because I commented, hit reply, got back on maybe half hour later, went back to make sure, because this has happened to me once before, and it was gone. My comment wasn't there. So I had to think of what I wrote before and how I wrote it, rewrote it, sent it again. Maybe an hour later, I'm on YouTube and I go back, make sure it's there, and it is totally gone. And I was just dumbfounded. I have no idea why YouTube does this. I don't know if it's happened to any of you people. But I reached out to him then in an email and told him what happened or whatever. So I'm not sure what's going on. It has happened before to me. And I was just wondering if it happens to any of you guys, because I tend to leave pretty long comments. So it's a little annoying when I go back and it's gone. And I got to remember, sometimes I remember to copy it just in case that happens, so I could just paste it back in there. But a lot of times I'm not thinking of that. I just go on to the next video, or, go doing something else like scrolling eBay or checking my emails or family, tending on the kids or whatnot. So just maybe let me know, because I'm curious. All right. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and have a super freaking awesome day. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your week.